Hello gamers, hello noobs. The game might be a regular one, but this episode is very special. For the first time in the series, I'm with two players who share history. One of them is the SH superstar, Line Sniper, creator of the Medusa lift, captain of the winning team of the previous SH tournament, drafted round 7 despite not having 50 games played, the player who filled a 10p lobby on 2K Slider using only his own accounts.
God.
And the other is one of the certified 2K ELO players in SH, top 10 SH gamer, SH Tourney winner and YouTuber, inventor of the famous GioMeta. SH players might know them as God and God Jr. Let's welcome GodMedusa and GioIzHawt.
Wow.
Hey,
Pat,
that was a
Pat, Pat
great
is a
intro.
legend for that intro. Honestly, the best intro I've seen on the site.
That's
The
the
God and
intro
the
I've
God
ever
Jr. are
seen.
here. We're gonna take
God
some
Jr.
learns from Pat here. He's gonna
Let's
teach us how to
go.
play.
Teach us the way.
Alright, so let's go over
All right,
the
what we got,
players.
Pat? What's the lines? Tell
As
us right now.
always. So 1.1
Who's
is
fascist
bubbles.
here?
Let's
Pat solving.
All
But I have a
right.
question.
Yeah,
In
what's the question?
SH, if I sit with someone and they DM me their role and I DM them their role, that's very good for win rate. Does that apply in Avalon as well?
All right, so
I like that.
there was this big history in our community. It featured two people, actually three people, actually three people. But let's cut it down to two. And well, one got permabanned and the other just disappeared.
Were they Italian?
No.
I like that, Gio.
They might have been.
Alright, so why are we stalling the game?
I
Bro,
think they
that's
want to
kind
just
of.
make sure you're ready to record them. You got to let them know you're ready so that you can get
Let's
all of their great
fucking
plays on video.
go.
I'll ask the real
I
question that I
see.
said I was gonna ask. The preview, if you're recording, it's about why do these like picks matter if they're just gonna get rejected anyways?
It's a very
Um,
good question here.
All right,
Thank you,
so
Rap.
because in this game we have, we have PRs who are trying to hide. Merlin has to convey info in some way. This is pretty much what Merlin has to do. He has to give information to Percival, so he's able to solve the game, find his team, and VTs have to find those PRs and follow them. This is pretty much the rule. So this is what the community pretty much agreed upon, that we will use this space of those first 5 picks to try to convey information.
Oh,
Mhm.
is it like an SH, like if you're playing a silent game and you're reg and you pick your Hitler, so they kind of like think, oh, we might be cheating,
Gio.
even though it's off meta, is that it?
Well, I'm not really that good in this age, to be honest.
Gio, it's a little different, I think. A little different. Just a
A
little
little
bit, though.
different? Okay, just a little
Just a
bit?
tiny
Alright.
bit.
Tiny bit? Alright, we're close enough.
I like that, though, Pat. I didn't realize that you're supposed to follow the others. Usually I just try to solve like a god as VT, but I'm going to start taking notes from you on this.
Also, people try to pick M1s logically. Also, like, because you can say that then, okay, so why am I forced to pick something if I'm PR trying to convey information? So also 1.1, because VTs, if you're a VT, you're trying to act Merlin. You're trying to act Merlin, but you're not like overriding people. You just want to look Merlin on as many teams as you can. So if this 1.1 would be bad, for example, and I would be Sad Nixon, so let's assume those two are spies for no reason. Sad Nixon is Maryland. He was just off picked with his VT or like with his res.
Yep.
So this M1 is bad. 1.1 would be bad, and he on picks a bad M1 again.
So
Like
Nixon's a bad one.
Well, I'm just trying to say that we want to create a one flow of logic, so that when one thing goes down, it's easy to accuse everything. So like, it's easier to say that all of the M1s are bad than maybe this or that M1 is bad.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So either all of them are good or all of them are bad. That's what you want.
You want to make that. That's why you want M1s to flow in a logical pattern.
Okay.
So let's go over those M1s. So 1.3 is strange. 1.3 is...
Xander's looking pretty good right now, right?
The best looking person as of right now is definitely Sachin.
Then
Sad Nixon.
Mhm.
So, look, when you're off-picking two people, you say one rest, one spy. So
Mhm.
Bubbles said that there's one rest, one spy in Zadok, and said Nixon, and then Zadok says there's one spy in Fiercey and Bubbles. So when you will see this pattern where when someone off-picks someone with them, and then Zadok is off-picking the picker and without the other person,
Yep.
it's like on-picking him. So it's like saying that he's rest from him once.
I got you.
Oh,
So okay, so Sachin looks real good right here with the hammer.
Sachin will always look good because he was unpicked,
Yeah.
but we
Uh-huh.
have to when you play Avalon, you have to remember that the most important person in the game is 2.5, so 1.4.
2.5.
Yeah,
Okay.
so think about this game. We are very often just the game ends, the missions end if M2 is good, to be frank. So you pick
Yep.
clean M2, people just like do something in M3, they assume M2 is actually bad, and then they
Yep.
repick. So this is the notion of Danis. I don't know if you guys know Danis.
no, I didn't.
So
Yeah,
No.
the
about it.
Danis idea is you can see in the chat. So we have missions 2, 3, 4, 3,
Mhm.
and 4. So this is the amount of people that have to appear on a mission. So the
Yep.
Danis idea is they are trying to change this into 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. So you pick two people, then you pick M2. That M2 has to succeed. If you want to do Danis, M2 has to succeed. Then you
Okay.
assume it failed. So it's
Okay.
like it failed, and we act like it failed, and we pick M3 accordingly to that. And then
Okay.
if this M3 fails, then we repick M2.
Okay.
Effectively, just winning with two people, with three people.
Interesting. Okay. I think I follow.
Yeah.
So who did he pick? Did he pick Xander M1? Yeah, he did. Okay, that's what I thought he was gonna pick because of Fierce's pick.
Yes,
1-4.
yes, we always follow what 1.4 likes because
Okay.
1.4, right? He's the most important person.
Yeah.
Who's 1.4?
1.4 is Fiercey.
That was
Oh,
Fierce. The one that picks right before Sachin picks because Sachin's 1.5. See what I mean? Because they
oh.
label it like mission
Yeah,
two,
I see.
person one. You know
I
what I
see.
mean? Because
Yeah.
person five's always the hammer.
Okay, I get it. Is Adonis basically like a protection gov? That's what it reminds me of. It's
I
like,
like that. Yeah, it is a
yeah,
protection Gov Geo.
look at that. Look at the
Action God.
analogies. I'm so good.
This is this is crossing bridges between Avalon and SH.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Fierce made an interesting 1.4 because he wanted Xander on 1.5, which means he's probably just going to add himself to mission one. Then I would assume.
All right, let's remove all of that. But yeah, it seems like this is likely to be clean. Is it Bubbles and Nixon? Guys?
That would be
Could
weird. I feel Bubbles
That would
Bubbles
be
Z Doc
very
maybe.
bad. Or Nixon,
or
yes.
Bubble.
Or Z-Dog,
I'm
Bubbles.
I'm rooting for Bubble. She's on our team, right?
To be frank,
I could also see
Nixon and Z-Dog.
Nixon and Z Doc, or even Nixon and Fierce. I think.
To be honest, I have no reads at all based on how the game's gone.
I'm
I
just reading
picked
their
the
M1s, Geo.
yeah. I'm like they're in blue govs. That means
Yeah,
they're
I like
clean.
that.
Yeah,
Did
I'm
2.5 blue? Oh yeah, 2.5 just blued.
so he's speaking of Sad Nixon, anti-Sad Nixon, and Fiercey. I would say that Fiercey is probably the person who's most likely to float him to, from my
Okay.
personal experience with that player.
Uh-huh. I mean, floating's fine, right? I feel like
It
floating.
really depends. It depends because if you float the M2, you are shifting critical. If you think
Mhm.
M3 is likely to pass, like if you're a fail, people start thinking about M3 in like more serious way. You know, because they know that okay, if I add this and it's shit, we go into crit. And if you float, then people don't really know if they can do I'm gonna do a stupid ass approved so maybe I can look Merlin because M2 is clean and we repick it again. They might have this thought process. This is a change of tempo. To be frank, whether you choose to float or fail M2 is like decision in tempo you want to set to the
Mhm.
game.
I feel like it makes people like there's two like Reds play, like people have to like out Maryland really early.
Oh, that one passed.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
MTU looks like it's clean, to be frank.
Yeah. So I'm gonna assume Sachin's confirmed res.
Yeah, Sachin does look like a res because they weren't in that mission and they've been
Yeah.
playing all kinds of
They've been-
blues.
Oh yeah, big time.
Blue equals lib.
Xander and damn. My boy Xander is either spy or he's a PR, I think.
I'm very
All good,
interested
I'm
in
Percy.
why is 3.1 rejected by Xander.
You know Xander's brother's Mike? You know Xander's brother Mike is actually a really good player?
Is he? I didn't know.
Yeah. You know Mike, he has the same like animal on the end of his last name.
Who? I don't even know who that is.
You know,
Are you sure that
Say it.
Xander
Oh.
has
say it out loud. Say it out loud.
Mike Hawk. That's a good one, Gio.
Thank you.
I like that one. He actually has a brother who plays, Gio. That's the funniest part.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
Promanos.
Didn't
Yeah,
even
from
know that.
Manos. That's why
Oh.
you're funny, Gio.
Wow, is his name Mike?
Sadly
Maybe.
not.
Probably
I hope it is.
Let's see.
So what we're having here, so what's interesting in Fierce, he really wants to see M2. That's why he's raging everything. That's a very fair way of playing Dennis. Because Hatchin also wants to see him too. Why are they so scared of off apps? I mean, it's fine, but from my personal experience, it doesn't happen often that two different players reject when Dennis is about to be played. So this is kind of telling me that there's something sus with this game.
Yeah, no, something seems wrong because Xander sounds very calm with the way that he's chatting right now.
You're all safe with me.
Yeah, I mean he's very calm. So either that team is clean, or I think he might be a little suspicious.
A little bit sussy.
Safe and sound with Xander Hawk.
Yeah, I don't know if I would be safe on a mission with Xander here.
I don't know. Xander Hawk seems like a nice, strong name. Like he'll protect me.
Gio, you've played with Xander. The goat.
I not in SH. In
Have you not
Avalon,
played with him in SH?
I played with him in SH.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
what
He's not
is...
one that protects me in that
Look,
game.
guys, look at what's going on. M2 has 3 different players. Fiercey rejects 4.1, Sachin rejects 4.2, and Xander rejects 4.3. Every single one of
So
them.
they all don't like those.
I mean, what's funny
I
is
guess
that
they're not
each of
picking.
them rejected a single time.
Yeah.
It's so funny. And also, look, 4.1 was out by Sachin, then he rejects, but Xander apps, and then there's this little change and stuff. There is this, by the way, Zedok should always have approved this because he gets hammer.
Yeah, he's probably gonna.
He doesn't.
Oh, that's Chad Nixon did.
Chad Nixon.
Alright, and we are in for a
here
very
we
cool
go.
game. So
This is gonna
right
be
now,
fun.
I'm very lost, to be frank, this time.
Does Nixon approving that make him more likely to be on a team with Zadok? Like both like Rez and he's PR or something?
I think probably Sachin is Rez. I don't know what Nixon is. You're right, Gio. Nixon could be anything approving that because Sachin is expected to just repick it.
Yeah. So
Right?
either like it's like Nixon and Zadok could be like two spies maybe, or like maybe they're the same team.
I would
Yeah.
be following
Nixon's
M1s, to be frank. We didn't really get a lot of info who killed M1s. So maybe M1s are actually good. Nixon was overridden by Xander. Nixon should be looking kinda good here. And he was the only one to off-approve. I think Zedok should be off-approving. What is he saying now? Wanna explain that off-app? Well, Zedok, do you want to explain the lack of your off-app?
Yeah, I feel like Zadok shouldn't be attacking that, but I also kind of like that like no one else is like attacking Nixon for the off app. Which like, or do I like that? I don't know. Is it like, if like no spies are attacking him, does that make him more likely to be spy?
Yeah. I mean, Xander is shading Nixon's off app. So
He is? I didn't see that.
He said that off app is sus.
Why
Why is
is
it sus
Xander?
though?
Yeah, why is anyone on M2 accusing OffUp? They literally all of them has said by rejecting, like, I want
Yeah,
to see
and
Danis, and he was the guy who allowed to see this Danis.
yeah. I mean, the pick would have been repicked. So to me, if the pick would have been repicked, Nixon off apping that is kind of spying Fiercy in a sense, right?
Because he moved Hammer to Zedek. Yeah, if he's PR, then this would be a very good play. But unfortunately, I don't know if he has this kind of thinking.
I feel like he just approved it.
Because hammer shifting is a very viable strategy that you can have when you're a PR.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he plays this way.
Yeah. I could also see Zdoc Fiercy being a team, maybe. Would that make sense?
Zeta Fiercy, so let's see. I always like to look at M1s because sometimes spies are just like not picking this. But when a spy is 1.4, M1s can be like, spies can allow themselves to pick anything they want. So Fiercy could be spy with anyone, to be frank.
Xander sounds all over the place.
I just noticed that, like, I don't think, like, Bubbles has been in any missions. Does that make her, like,
Yeah.
more likely to be res or less likely?
Way more likely because every single person here, so assume that I'm Zeduk and I'm Raz. I know that there are 10 possible spy teams. So each person, for example, Bowels can be only spy with, Xander, Nixon, Sachin, or Fiercy. This is 5 possible spy teams. So this team, well, if I'm Zeduk, then I know that Xander cannot be spies with, like, Bubbles. Cannot be spies with Sad Nixon, for example. And this means that Bubbles cannot be spied with Sachin.
That's right. Xander and Bubbles can never be spy together.
Yeah, so she has the less spy teams possible you have, the more likely you are to be Raz. It's very possible in SH, like, the less lines possible you have, the more likely you are to be Lip.
Yep. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. What do you guys think for, like, potential PRs? Like, have you noticed anything, or?
Here she seems like a PR. Zido seems like a PR.
Xander's resing a bunch of people, so I think Xander sounds spy. I think
maybe
Xander's
he's
a spy.
Maybe he's PR.
Sachin's res.
It's like he's never VT though.
But why is he outing so hard PR?
It's like maybe he's more Ghana.
Very likely.
I think Xander is more.
Rest to people. I wonder what Fiercy's climbing. So Fiercy's been.
Fiercy's spying Xander.
I don't like how M3s went. I think that 3.1 should be probably approved. I feel like it's better than 3.2 because 3.2 is accusing 1.3.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Xander should be picking Fiercy.
I think the team is. Yeah, I mean, I think Sachin and Bubbles are probably confirmed res.
I can agree. I just like Xander. I'm really happy that you guys are talking about the chat because I'm really focused on the picks.
Yeah. I mean, the chat isn't saying too much yet.
Yeah, chat's
this is not a good team, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, Xander he doesn't sound good, and he's been in like every failing team.
Yeah, Xander's very confident.
And Xander would be the second person to float him too.
I feel like whether someone's scared or not is like the biggest read for like
low
players in both games.
And Nixon approved. Oh man.
Oh dear.
Nixon and Xander are showing like no fear at all.
Is it really left hand side in Bubbles?
Could be. Very
yeah, that's.
I didn't really like Zdoc too much. I think DRC's PR.
What the fuck is 1.4? No cap. I mean, I honestly don't see the logic of 1.4. Yeah. It should be Fiercy and Xander Halkov picked, by the way. Oh, he was Fiercy, so he kind of.
There's left hand side in Bubbles.
Oh,
yeah. There it goes.
I like that.
Oh, of course it will be picked.
So Zdoc is res. Zdoc is confirmed res now.
Yeah, he's It's always gonna be confirmed for us, I think, after 5.2. Because if you have two people resing someone, approving, so those two are always on all teams. Unless, a lot of different, like, people will start shouting or something,
Yeah.
it's people on Merlin and stuff.
Yeah, I think it's probably just Xander and Nixon. That makes the most sense to me.
I don't know. I feel like aren't Nixon and Thiercy fighting? Oh, that makes sense. It could be
Yeah,
just
that would
Xander
make
Nixon
sense, right? Oh,
fighting
but see,
Thiercy.
Nixon's outing. Nixon's outing. He picked Xander, unless he just picked Regging, right? He's just picked Regging then.
But he shouldn't be pick
Yeah,
ranking.
okay, just pick Regging. Never mind.
Yeah, he has like
All
no
right.
fear at all though of
Yeah.
like Zdoc being a spy. Like Nixon's way
Yeah.
too confident to be Rez, I
I
think.
mean, Xander claiming Percival is just that sounds so no shame spy.
Oh yeah, he's very
Yeah.
So yeah, Xander would be Morgana, Fierce would be Merlin.
I think Thiercy could be Percival even
No, yeah, I don't think Fierce is Merlin.
because he
I think
he won 1.4.
1.4 would be very sus and unnecessary.
I mean, Thiercy to Bubbles maybe.
The bubbles.
I think
Hmm,
Xander I think Xander is 100% outed,
I
but
like
Nixon
that.
like Thiercy, I don't really
I think
know.
Thiercy to Bubbles makes sense. What do you think, Jill?
I said I think Xander is 100% outed because he's claiming PR for no reason,
Yeah,
but
I mean, I think it's pretty
I,
stupid to claim
I
PR.
love doing that in Avalon SH because like green libs will just do whatever you want. But anyways,
Yeah. I mean, I just don't think there's a point resing Xander here because he's gonna get shot, and I don't think he's Percival playing the way he's playing.
I would
yeah,
never.
I think
Hmm.
Nixon might be res though when he moves the hammer to Zdoc, but like
No.
I don't know. It's either him or like him or Thiercy. I'm not as sure about. I have to be honest. Why do you guys like Nick? Why do you guys
Well,
like Thiercy?
well, to be frank,
Well, I
guys,
just
Xander had this one chat that makes me think he could be Percival more than Assassin if he's not Morgana. Like, because Percivals in this game have incredible amount of confidence. And this chat he said, like, no worries, we are still winning missions, you are still safe with me. This is like brimming with confidence. Like, I'm gonna solve the game. This is something that either Percival or Morgana says.
yeah, but if he's Percival, why is he open claiming it so early on like mission 2 for no
Yeah,
reason?
you're all safe with me, guys. Like, there's no reason to like
He was
say
too
that
chill. He was
early.
too calm.
Yeah, I don't like.
I still don't get how he would full solve the team, even
No,
with that.
So
I
Xander
feel
had
like
to Nixon and Bubbles.
actually,
I mean,
I'm gonna flip on Nixon. I feel like if Nixon's like res, he's PR when he moves the hammer to Zdoc, and Nixon's not talking enough to
Okay,
be
you're
PR.
right. I don't think it's Xander to Nixon and Bowles because there's no reason to reject 3.1 from his POV then to pick 3.2. I would just pick left hand side and Bubbles.
yeah, I mean, I just think that's the
Yeah,
only pick after Nixon approves 5.2, 5.2. Yeah,
it's like
I
Nixon
don't know. I
outed
mean,
PR or
if it if it's
spy.
square, Xander's just Merlin, and he's dead. So
He's dead.
I don't see Xander Percival here at all. I just don't really get who his
Mm,
Merlin could be with him solving the game.
there's no way
Like,
he's Percival ever.
right? Like, who would it be to? Yeah, there it is.
Yep.
And Bubbles snapped. Zadok big square. Alright,
See how
so I think it's Bubbles.
Did Bubbles
Yeah,
wait until
there you
after?
go.
Oh, I kind of like that from
Yeah,
Bubbles. Wait
Xander's
right
more.
after the pick to
Yeah,
say
he's
picks.
Morg.
Wait, did Bubbles like do that on purpose to wait until right after Zdoc makes the pick to say pick something wrong to out un PR? Kind
Of
of like
course
that.
Gotham got Junior Soul. Of course.
We had it, bro. That's how we do it.
He did it. It
We
took me a while
fucking
to get
What
there,
do
saw.
we
but I
think?
did get
Who do we
there.
think Merlin is? Do we think it's the RC to Bubbles? That's my guess.
Yeah, probably. 1.4 is very necessary.
Because I think it's interesting that Thiercy was spying Xander and not Sachin when Thiercy picked Xander on 1.4.
Sachin
Like, if
like
you.
confirmed. Oh, sorry. Keep going.
Oh, no, go ahead, Joe.
was gonna ask if Sachin's like confirmed non-PR for picking Xander in the first missions.
Definitely not. So 1.1.5 is pretty much a slave to M1s most of the time. But when 1.4
Uh-huh.
unpicks someone, then he literally has his hands tied. I'll tell you why. So 1.4 is always going to be on the most important mission. It's M2. And he just told you that I want Zanderhaug. So if you're Sachin and you are about to pick, and Fiercely just told you that he likes Zanderhaug, you would want to be onto M2. So you just pick what he picked.
Oh, and that makes Thirsty look less PR though, doesn't it?
Not necessarily. This can be setting up clean. I would say it makes him
Oh.
very much more PR likely.
Okay,
Because
this
he's
game's
being
got a lot of
direct.
depth.
You know, when you're very direct about stuff, then you're more likely to be Percival.
Mm.
VTs and Merlin especially, he wants to be ambiguous a lot.
Okay.
Pat, do you want to scroll up to like around mission 3 failing? There was something DRC was, I think it was DRC's chat versus Xander. And that was what was interesting to me because I feel like DRC was spying Xander over Sachin.
Okay, he even said that
Which,
he's Percival. Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
I know. That was early. That was early.
Alright, so
Where I think it's after mission 4.
Fiercely Spy, I like Z-Dog, and Alpha is sus. And two singles,
And
by
2
the way,
singles. Yeah, see.
because Babbles did 1.1.
Yeah.
No, yes.
Oh, so Xander was the first one to spy. Xander spied DRC first?
Yeah, yes.
Huh. Okay. Interesting. DRC might not be Percival then. DRC's resin bubbles. Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of big.
And I remember that Z-Dog was attacking said Nixon, and then Bubbles jumped on it, or who jumped on it? I mean, you're
UC is rezzing a lot of people who I res. I'll
let's
say
play
that.
Alpha.
Yeah.
That Alpha
I
is
don't think
sus.
DRC.
This is a mistake from Thunder, I think. If he wants to
Yeah.
build, because he's killing his own team.
Yeah. He is.
It was just never
If
fair the way they
DRC
played.
res Sachin and bubbles.
So maybe Z-Dog could be Lin.
I feel like there was like no urgency to like explain left-hand side and bubbles to
Yeah.
Z-Doc. And like the lack of like
Uh,
people like clearly talking to him at the end kind of makes me think he's more likely to be PR. Like
yeah.
no one was afraid of him picking wrong. There was no like him questioning people to see what they thought. At least not from what I saw. Maybe there was, but I don't know. I didn't see like a lot from it.
So by the way, 1.1 is good. 1.2 is
Yeah.
also good, picked by a spy. And by the way, those spy positions, 1.2 and 1.6, are very bad because you are not involved into the game. So I think picking 1.2 is kind of okay, but he could be off picking like 1.3, 1.4. So there's a higher
Yeah.
chance that 1.3 is bad. But it's bad anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. 1.3 is bad.
By the way,
it's wrong.
1.3 should be Fiercely on Zanderhaug
Yeah.
on Logic.
1.3 was wrong. So that's noted. I mean, I think shot is just in. I don't think you can really shoot Sachin this game because I don't think Sachin really did anything.
You
Sachin
should
just picked
Yeah.
Xander.
you should
That wasn't
Bubbles
good.
you should Bubbles or Sachin this game. And
You think you shoot Sachin?
either Bubbles or Sachin. You just don't shoot Fiercely for 1.4. And Z-Dog did
Okay.
unnecessary 1.3.
Yeah. I just. I would find it hard to shoot Sachin given the team was given the other people found the team. I don't think Sachin said
Yeah.
anything.
I
What
feel
did
like it's
Sachin
just
do?
Bubbles. I just feel like it's
Right?
Bubbles, you know?
It's gotta just be bubbles. I feel
We just
Sometimes like
GM
doesn't
Bubbles again.
sometimes like
like
Merlin's
DRC to
like
bubbles.
quiet though. That is like you know what I mean? It's like if they
Yeah,
res
but
are
it requires
solving.
everybody else solving. And if Bubbles is like, let's say Bubbles is Percival, Bubbles to Sachin, like, I guess. Oh, I guess Bubbles to Sachin actually works because Xander's spying DRC.
Taking 3.1.
Yeah.
Well, could be, but it's kind of unlikely.
No, I was more going off the fact that Xander, after M4, calls Thiercy spy, which means Xander's rezzing Sachin, so Bubbles would know Xander's morgue. And
What
obviously, Xander's not
about
putting Bubbles on the mission
Mm-hmm.
for M5.
who did Thirsty Res? I'm thinking if like maybe Thirsty like Saxon is like a possible like combination with him with Thirsty being perk or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's possible because Xander's spying Thiercy. But I don't get why that would be grounds for Thiercy to res Bubbles in that spot.
That's true. Thirsty's in conf with Xander and Sakin.
I wonder what about
And
Bubbles to Sachin? I mean, have you went
Yeah,
about that combo?
that was the other combo I thought.
Yeah, I was so focused on the chat.
Yeah, I think it's Thiercy to Bubbles or Bubbles to Sachin. Those are the two options. But who knows? Maybe Zdoc's a legendary Merlin.
Holy moly! But if
Bubbles
it's
sounded kind of fake at
Sachin,
the end. Did you see Bubbles complaining about pick square? Like just pick square
yeah,
already. That sounded fake as shit.
oh for real. That feels like an unmerlin, like a limit
Yeah,
one. That kind of makes me think it's
but that
Bubbles
also
more.
could be like a PR that knows ZDoc knows the team. It's just like raging to try to.
At the same
They could
time
be
though,
framing.
there's also like levels to this. So like maybe like Bubbles is outing as like a Merlin who's trying not to out. See what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like
yeah.
And so I have also just one thing to tell you guys because we are thinking about Sachin or Bubbles. So Sachin would be unpicking Xanderhaug. It would be two Merlins in M2 and 1+1. And no one is accusing. So this is kind of
Yeah.
lowering the percentage chance that it's actually two Merlins.
Okay. So
Because
you think Sachin is not Merlin?
I'm thinking it's way more likely that it's Bubbles.
Okay. Okay. I can get behind that.
But who would be Bubbles Percy?
Bubbles Percy? Fiercy?
Okay, yeah, Thirsty did res Bubbles pretty early.
Maybe even Z-Doc. But
Oh, wait
I'm
a
not sure
minute.
about Z-Doc.
Right when Xander accused Thirsty of being spy, Thirsty resed Bubbles.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's why I think it's Thiercy Bubbles. Because
Okay.
Yep.
if oh, go ahead.
No, go on.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say I just think it could be Thiercy Bubbles because if Thiercy was personable to somebody like ZDoc, then I don't know why he would res Bubbles in that position when he knows Xander's Morgana because I don't think you have enough information.
By the way, Sad Nixon thinks it's in Fiercy and Sachin.
Oh, and Sad Nixon gets the shot.
Sad Nixon, who knows?
Let's go. So they are not considering Z-Doc. I can see that. So by the way, I thought that, so I remember Gio, you asked me that you don't know what top is, bottom, like all of the lines
Yeah.
name. So I can go over that quickly here.
Yeah, should that be nice?
Hmm?
Should
Yeah,
that
that'd
be
be
nice?
good.
Sure. So top is like pretty obvious. It's
Yeah.
top four
Yeah, the
people.
rainbow.
Bottom is the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Square should.
Smiley face.
There's also square, which is
Yep.
Yeah.
I think also like very logical. There's right hand side. So right hand side are those three people. So we
Yeah.
say it's like right hand side plus Fiercy, for example, for a full team.
Yeah.
LSH, L left hand side is the same with the opposite.
Yeah.
And there's also a zigzag. So zigzag is this, and zagzag is this.
Oh, zigzag and zagzag are confusing.
Yeah, but a lot of people just say zigzag for any of them, and sometimes it's just obvious which you mention. Because
Yeah.
if you're like Sad Nixon and you say I want a zigzag, then obviously you mean this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you just say anti-Zedok and Xanderhog. It gives you the same info. Anti two people always claims a full team. So who are they shooting? Fiercy can be Percy to Bubbles. Oh, Xander. Found
Yeah,
Xander.
that's
But Sachin claimed clean team first.
When did Sachin claim the clean team?
That is interesting. So we should probably go to M5 debating.
Yeah, that's when all the talking started.
So let's highlight people.
I feel like there's like a lot less chatting in Avalon. It's like the last
Yeah,
mission.
for sure. Yep, Sachin reses Bubbles. After, yep, Dircy and Sachin res Bubbles at like the same time. Who res them first?
It seems like Fiercey was first.
Oh, okay, Dircy reses, okay.
This is like an
Interesting.
anti-social deduction game.
Antisocial deduction?
Yeah, because no one's talking. I talked in the early missions and I got bullied for it.
Yeah, so because at first you really don't want to talk. You don't want to. You want to preserve your Merlin candidacy, and it's so easy to unmerlin when you talk a lot.
I got shot though. Just saying. Anyways, new game. We gotta focus on this one.
Yes, I mean,
Anyway.
Sachin and Dircy res Bubbles, and Xander's response was to click square on his mission and approve. So he was trying to override Sachin, and they were not having it. So
let's see what they talk now. Oh, hello, Zduck. Zduck is starting to talk. Let's go.
yeah, I mean, I don't really think GioIzHawt can be shot this game.
He's like, boys, I'm Merlin. You're missing me.
Yeah.
How much time do they have left?
Nixon's gonna use full timer.
Oh my god, if they use the full timer, I'm gonna fall asleep.
Still 17 minutes. Yeah, basic nerd.
It's my least favorite part of Avalon, the fact that the shot takes longer than the freaking game.
It does. It's like there's more discussion about the shot than the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think what other possible combinations there can be. So like the ones we thought about were Dircy to Bubbles, Bubbles to Sachin.
Yeah,
what other combos are there? Dircy to Sachin, I guess.
Dircy to Sachin. Oh, that's interesting.
Because we established that Xander and Bubbles is not a team.
But you know, Fiercey to Sachin assumes that Fiercey unpicks Xander and forces two Merlins on him too.
Oh, yeah, I mean, if you think people are thinking that far ahead.
Fiercey would definitely think that far. I mean, you see Merlin question mark, and you see Merlin question mark, and you know that he will follow your pick.
Yeah.
Maybe
picking Merlin is kind of... Resing Merlin M1 is kind of weird if you're Percival, right?
Well, you can take 50-50, but it's definitely not the normal approach to playing.
I just realized Xander's confirmed spy to Dircy on missions.
Confirmed spy?
Yeah, because of the way the failed happened, right?
Well, it could be still Sachin and Zduck, for example.
Oh, okay, never mind. So almost confirmed, but that's kind of whack.
Yeah, they definitely share the least amount of teams out of every single pair of people. You wanna shoot Sachin? Okay, they're probably shooting Sachin in 3 more minutes.
I don't know. I'm starting to question. See, this is why I don't like to wait and take a shot, because I was pretty confident in it being Bubbles earlier. Then it kind of wavered to Sachin, and now I'm thinking, like, what if it's just Dircy seeing that ZDoc picked an M1 wrong, and so he also picked an M1 wrong?
Yeah, I had this thing in my head, but then why is Sachin resting Bubbles? Why is Zduck attacking Nixon? Well, Zduck could be attacking Nixon for off having.
Well, I guess Sachin res Bubbles after Dircy res Bubbles, though, is the thing.
Oh, right.
But barely, like, it was seconds after, but still.
Well, maybe Sachin to Dircy? That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. I feel like Sachin with Merlin and Morgana as Percival would be a nightmare, though.
I feel like Dircy to Bubbles makes a lot of sense though. I forget why I
does.
thought it did. Like you overthink things, and like you
Yeah.
remember, like you
Yeah.
forget like
Oh,
why you had your initial read.
Yeah.
I don't like to. I just like to go with my gut here. I gotta be honest.
Sachin
I
to
think it's
Fiercy
bubble.
is very plausible.
Do you think
Very
so?
plausible. Yeah, so that's why no one accuses two Merlins, because it's Percival. This is Percival, this is one Merlin, this is another Merlin,
Yeah.
and there's no Percival to accuse. Or like no one to accuse.
Yeah.
What had me thinking it was Saction Theseus is that in my personal game, when my Merlin said a read, I started spamming that read, and as soon as Theseus likes bubbles, Saction starts saying he likes bubbles
Yeah.
too.
My
Right
question
after.
though, my question though about Sachin the Thirsty is that how does Sachin know with confidence that Square is not the team and that his team is left-hand side Bubbles?
Yeah, this is a good question. How is Zanderhaupt marked?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
And it's maybe he had Merlin on his team. This is the most often reason.
Yeah. The only person I'm confident is not Merlin is Zdoc. And if Zedoc's Merlin at the end of the game, I guess we'll have to cut that part out, of course. Great editing skills.
Of
Yeah.
course.
I'm pretty confident he's not Merlin, though.
Fiercy rejecting 4.1. For what fucking reason? No. I mean, Fiercy rejecting 4.1 as Merlin with floated 2.5. I don't think he would reject.
If he rejected clean. Yeah, 4.1 is clean, right?
Yep.
Me out though. Thirsty sounds like Percy, so now I think it's Percy Bubbles. Percy Bubbles?
Percy to
Thirsty
Bubbles.
Percy to Bubbles?
Because the
I
name
could
sounds
see
like
that.
Percy. Thirsty.
Oh, I like
Percy.
that. I like that, Gio.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this is what we have as of right now. It's Fiercy to Bubbles, it's Bubbles to Sachin, or Sachin to Fiercy. So this is like a triangle.
It really is.
You know about the inspect element glitch?
Inspect element glitch, the one where you can get the roll for free.
Yeah, if you highlight.
Oh shit! It was just Bubbles to Sachin.
It was just Bubbles
Tragic.
to Sachin.
Good shot.
Good job, Nixon.
They fucking solved.
Gio, our team took another learning experience.
Yeah, it's because we're not playing. Pingu needs to give us more games.
Yeah. Thirsty played very well as VT.
Yes, Fiercy plays
Thirsty did a great job.
well.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Sander did spy him, but still, that's a good play.
So that's why Square wasn't bought by people, because it had Merlin on.
Yeah.
So
I think had that been my shot, I think I probably would have shot Bubbles, in all honesty, over Sachin.
Yeah, I would have too. I mean, I was saying Thirsty Bubbles.
Yeah. Thirsty to Bubbles
played really
seemed pretty
well.
reasonable.
Thirsty played so well. I'm sad for him.
That was a good game. The Spies did very well that game.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid for our team though. We got the two best SH players and
True.
Pingu. So
it's all over. It's all over for everyone else.
Right,
thank you for having us, Pat. It was a great
thanks for
learning
coming
video.
here. This was amazing.
You should invite us again. This was a good game.
For real.
Let's go.
Great game.
All right. See you all next time.
Thank you.